Hey guys, welcome to my backyard. This week's video is coming to you from my backyard because I was lent something yesterday and I have to give it back tomorrow, and unfortunately I don't have time to go to the studio to do a proper video, so this one's a little bit off the cuff. But either way, I wanted to share with you my very limited experience on this brand new, just announced A7R4. It is the new A7R4 that has just been announced, and I'm lucky to play with it for a few days, but unfortunately I have to give it back tomorrow. Again, I'm not a review site, guys, so we're not, I'm not gonna go into crazy technical detail here, just sort of as a first impression kind of vibe. I like the way this feels. The resolution is unreal. I'm gonna post some photos for you. Just took some photos of my son in the pool, and also had a chance to play with this at a studio yesterday for maybe half an hour. So we were able to do a couple test shots. I'll share the JPEGs with you now. Basically, the resolution's unreal. I mean, it's 61 megapixels, which is just nuts. I think more than anybody needs, especially from the wedding photography perspective. This is a camera where I can see myself using, perhaps for those big portraits, those dramatic environmental portraits where there's a smaller couple in the frame and a larger scene, and I need that resolution perhaps. I've printed stuff from the A7 III on 40-inch acrylics and things like that. It's more than enough resolution, but 61 is just nuts. Again, right now, at the time of this recording, raw files are not supported, so I can't really comment on the quality of the raw files. I assume they're going to be amazing, as the JPEGs already are. The first thing, very noticeable, is the grip. They've definitely changed it, made it a little bit more beefier, which I think is really nice, because right away, where your fingers go, it feels solid in the hand. So having the 135 on here right now, I don't feel the need for a grip. My pinky, yes, it's the same size as A7 IIIs and the cameras we're used to, but it feels a lot sturdier and a lot better in the hand. So right away, especially with a heavier lens, it feels really good. It's definitely a really nice improvement in this department. Second of all, the buttons feel very beefy. They feel like they stick out more a little bit. They're more accessible when you have your hand right on things. The shutter is actually slanted a little bit. You guys can see that. There's a nice little slant, which just feels more natural when you're shooting it. It's actually right there. All the menus are in a familiar place. They all look very familiar as well, which is nice. The dial, or the joystick rather, right here. I think this feels really good when you're moving things around. Solid, very responsive as well, which is quite nice. Another welcomed feature is the fact that you can lock these buttons here, guys. This is awesome. So lock buttons will lock the dials, which is really nice. Oftentimes I will perhaps accidentally rub a thigh or something against this, or a hand will go through it and change these dials for me. So this is nice that we're able to lock them and keep them where we want them. Another feature, guys, that I love is this. Do you guys see that? That's right. That is a red focus point. Finally, no more gray, no more trying to figure out where it is. There is a red focus point that you can find immediately. So again, another really nice welcome feature to this A7R4, which I hope obviously continues down any further camera that goes into production later. But the camera handles very well in low light. The camera is familiar, right? So everything that you know about your A7 III or your A7R3 is basically here, right? Everything feels good, just feels a little beefier, feels a little sturdier, and I think it's a really great camera. The JPEGs that are coming out of this are extremely sharp, and skin tones render very well. Again, very limited to what I was able to play with, but I gotta say, I'm quite impressed with how this whole thing came about. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. This thing is a beast, but I think it's awesome. I'd love to hear if you plan on getting this camera when it actually comes out. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments below. Please subscribe. Smash that bell, as Oliver always tells me to say. So get some notifications going on my feed, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Leave some comments below. Let me know if you'll be getting this camera when it's out.
I'll water the lawn, take a shower, and then we'll go. We can be there earlier.
That's my neighbor.